So today was my first day back to school, and it's on a Wednesday for some reason. I don't know why it can't be on a Monday. So it's Wednesday, and it's my first day of school after a long and boring summer. So I'm going to tell you how my first day of school went. First hour I had oceanography. That was cool. I saw Miss G again. She was happy to see me. That made me happy. Second hour I don't even remember. I had English. Actually, it's not just English, it's AP English now. And so I go in there, sit down, she hands out a test. It appears as I had to do some summer reading or something, and because I was in a regulars English class last year, I never got this list or anything that I was supposed to read. I sat there like an idiot, and then I was like, I didn't know we were supposed to do this. And then somebody else was like, oh, well, I just moved here. And she explained that if you didn't read the 2 books, which are like this thick, mind you, then you just have to write your little excuse. And so I did that. And then I moved on to an essay. The first day of school, I had to write an essay. My essay was about who I am and how my personality is reflected upon the world. Cheesy stuff like that. What you do over the summer? Stupid stuff like that. That was my English class. And then I went to chemistry. Not to be mean or anything, but my chemistry teacher looks like the trench bolt from Matilda. I hope she doesn't see this, because that's really not very nice. Well, she can take it as a good way, as that trench bolt lady made it onto a movie. She has the possibility of maybe being in Matilda #2. But I pictured her with like a hair and like a gavel, or I don't think, maybe they're called gavels, I don't know, like the lead ball thing, and they're like, like, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And so she like wrote my name down, and then she was like, Clay or Clayton, and then I was like, oh, Clay's fine. And then she's like, you're very indecisive. It's like, what? I said Clay was fine. I guess I'm indecisive because Clay is my name that I choose. I don't really understand that part. My 4th hour, American/Arizona history, it kind of seemed like the teacher didn't really want to do anything. Like, he was involved, but the student teacher had pretty much everything like going. He like did attendance, and then we were supposed to tell him a little story about ourselves, and he was asking questions. Student teacher, not the actual teacher, but the student teacher. And then 5th hour was my lunch, which was great. I loved it. It's probably one of the best lunches so far this year. Haha, get it? Because it's only my first day. Now you're laughing. And then 6th hour, I had psychology, which was very interesting, and I figured out that you can measure your violent tendencies by how short your forearm is. So measure your forearm. If it's under like 10 centimeters, you're crazy violent. Really deep inside, you get loco. And then my last hour was math with Amber, my good night buddy. She texted me. If you watched the previous video, you know that. So that was good seeing her again. He called our names, and then we stood up and had to tell about a worst restaurant we've been to. And I told him about how one time I went to Fazoli's, and there was these noodles, and like, I could barely even stick my fork in them because they were like rubber. So after that, I found one of my other friends, the hometown ghetto Gilbert lacrosse hero, Veronica. She walked with me to try and find our bus, which I had no idea where it was because my bus driver told me it was going to be in one spot, and so I walked over there and there's no bus at all. 80,000 buses at my school. I had to go walk around. Well, Veronica wanted to like walk around. We started to walk like halfway up the bus line. So I was like, what if it's still back here and it's just late? So we went back, and then somebody else from our bus came up and told us the bus is all the way at the front. And so we had to walk all the way up to the front and sit there. We just laughed at people joked about how people run for the bus and how embarrassing it is. I had to go to my bus stop this morning before school to see like where I would get dropped off. There was a crazy disco ball in my bus. Only one person is gonna get that, and that's Veronica. It is really funny if I tell you the whole story, but I don't really want to tell you the whole story because if that one person watches this video, they're gonna be very angry with me. That was my first day of school. That was my first day of school. That was my first day of school. Now I'm home and making you a video with these bright lights right in my face so I don't have shadows and you can actually see me. That's my video. I'm gonna go now. Adios, amigos.